Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Supremacy 1914, and this will be day 3, and actually there's some news to tell you. I've kind of redirected my war strategy. There appears to have been created a coalition called the Celtic Union or something? The Celtic Nations. And it consists of like Ireland and some Scottish nation and the East Midlands. So we're going to war with the East Midlands, and we're Yorkshire. And let's just hope they don't call on any of their buddies down with us. But you know those armies that we were actually about to send up into Ireland? I've called them back to launch a attack on East Midlands, and we're going to try to take the ones that are on the the East Coast, and then work in like that and try to crush like that.
Like the East Midlands?
The East Midlands are right here, Rowan. And I've talked to Sussex and Kent to see if we can work together in sort of a pack and try to take them on. Although I must say Sussex and Kent have also worked on taking over some districts in southwest England and in Paris and in France. So, but they would be a very strong ally to get onto our side if I could get them on our side. So let's definitely, yeah, I've talked to them. We're gonna try to get a team going. Hopefully we can get a team. And then the other thing is, yeah. Mostly with that, we're working on building a factory, so we can produce boats. If we look here, naval strength is definitely somewhere where we need to work on. We should see if we can eventually get ourselves strong enough to actually build battleships, which would be pretty epic. But the thing that I fear with this is we're going to run into an issue eventually here with, we're going to run into an oil issue, which we continue to run into. We basically have to be buying all of our oil. We have, like, virtually no oil. And in fact, I don't think hardly anyone in England really has oil. Yeah, actually the Irish have a decent amount of oil in some areas, which is interesting. Yeah, and Kent and Sussex appear to have some oil. Does the West Midlands have any oil? No. The other thing we don't have is we don't have wheat. But we're about to take over 2 more districts with fish, which obviously does not really help our wheat issue. Although they do have a district here that does have wheat that we could attempt to take. Though I'm not sure where I'd pull armies from to try to take it. As for I'm launching a major attack on their east coast, they do appear to have a train system starting up here. And see, the thing that I'm slightly concerned with building a train system is the fact that if you start building a train system, it requires a good bit of coal to keep the trains rolling. Yeah, it takes 500 tons daily to keep the trains rolling. So, yeah, I'm not sure if that's necessarily the best move. And I think you can, yeah, they can be deactivated, so you could do that. And also they consume a good bit of iron to produce. Right now, at the moment, they're just not a huge priority. Also, a lot of areas I have on fort building, so obviously that's not going to be the hugest of priorities. I actually have enough to build a fort here. Ooh, I would rather build a fort there, though. Let me get to the stock market and look if I can buy fairly cheap iron. I only need to buy like 100 of it. I'm like 500. Okay. Now let's go to here. I'm doubtful I'll have enough money to be able to get enough to upgrade the other fortress. But now I think we'll have a fortress everywhere but in Bridington, which is because we have That's where our naval fort area is, and that's because it's like in the middle of our areas. York is also in the middle of our areas. Which is actually part of the reason I've considered moving our capital to York, also because it has wheat. I have to actually look into seeing how you move the capital, how much that costs. It's not that hard. It's not that bad. It does take a while. Yeah, right now it's in Leeds, and we have a lot of logs, and that's helping with morale with the logs, and we do not really need logs necessary. We do not necessarily need the logs that dearly to us. They're not necessarily that dear to us. As where the capital, it ups the morale, and that would help with production of things. So the morale is pretty high here already. And that is definitely where we're struggling, though, is within the wheat district. That's another thing, we're importing all of our wheat and all of our gas. Luckily, at this stage in the game, you do not need much gas. I'm also sending a scout down to the Netherlands. Yeah, maybe I might start like a little expedition in the Netherlands to get some oil, because I see they have an oil field here that we could maybe take. If we take that oil field, that would be looking quite nice. I do not say so myself. I would rather like that. And then from there we can work out. Yeah, but right now I'm going to put some guys in this bay area down here. Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly. Like, a lot of Europe is just like really small districts that are going to either expand or they're going to die out quickly. I haven't really looked up into Scandinavia, although those areas are also pretty heavily divided up. Yeah, but the news basically is that we're going to war with the Celtic nations. That's the plan. Try to make an alliance with Sussex and Kent. But other than that, mostly going to try to go to war with the Celtic nations. We're sending some cavalry and some infantry down there. Yeah, so, and remember always, it's a good thing to join us here on Supremacy 1914. I would love to play with some of you guys. We can start an alliance, so, the fun. And also, once we have a factory, I believe we can build artillery, which is a personal favorite. Yes, which kind of brings about a question on why I'm not building a factory in York. How strong is my workshop? It's not that good. That's an interesting question. We still have, they take forever to build factories. Is there anywhere we're not building anything? Well, we'd have to start from workshop number 1, which wouldn't take too long. But yeah, that's the basics for what's going on. So, yeah, see you tomorrow, or whenever we get around to another episode of Supremacy 1914. But that's update. See you later. Bye.